see you are.
Welcome back to drybonesgarage. This episode is a part of a series where me and my dad take a 63 Corvair and a G-Buddy Cutlass frame and combine them together to create a hot rod. In this episode we are going to be focusing on making a cross member to hold up the transmission. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you at the end of the episode. What you doing?
Just plotting a cross member.
Dad started to form and make templates for the cross member while I was working on the distributor relief from episode 42. So this is the result of what Dad was cutting up on the table. What is this exactly, Dad?
This is going to be a cross member. If I can translate this into metal without warping or distorting it. And then we'll plate the bottom of it, leave an opening here, here, and here. Mount the trans and then mount it to the body. So yeah, nice and low profile. That should be enough to get the exhaust through here without any issues. Should be good to go. None of these pieces are going to fit. They were all cut off of cardboard that was moving more than I thought it was. That's not spotted in warm enough yet. Hey! I was afraid of Skippy. I didn't have that thing turned up hot enough when I spotted this together originally. You know what? Let's just spot this in, get our shape, get it stiff.
Power went out.
That should function once it's all closed up pretty well for its intended purpose. I'm pretty happy with it. And that's going to give us plenty of room, I think, for the exhaust too.
What did you just cut?
Well, these are going to be gussets. I'm going to add a little extra meat in those joints because that's going to be carrying a fair amount of weight. And then every time you're loading and unloading that engine, it's going to be twisting and torquing. I'm going to add a little extra meat inside of those corners and at the joins. This is all internal, so I'm just using some scrap, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get to the outside or the bottom piece, when we start covering everything up, then we'll probably actually cut some nice little squares and bend them and get a little prettier with those. But these are purely for function, so I don't care what they look like. Get what I'm saying?
continued what Dad started welding for another hour. I'm just about finished here. At first I was making welds like this, but Dad kind of suggested that I hold each spot a little longer. And so I did that, and my welds kind of turned it out more like this. And I think that's prettier. So yeah, I had to stop welding because I ran out of wire. So I'm gonna have to wait until Dad comes back from mowing. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say.
This machine can be fussy as far as loading.
It's fussy?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it doesn't like to load all the way through into the
nozzle?
Yeah. This isn't a premium welding machine necessarily. It does a heck of a job for what it is. I don't know why, but I assumed when you said you ran out of wire that you had emptied this thing. So I found with this machine, when you reload it, it's a good idea. Push this through a little bit. See your liner there? Just gonna feed that over the wire. Put everything snugly back together again, and you're good to go.
I was grinding this down, and my dad stopped me and said that I was taking it too far, and said it should be flatter, or I should be placing the grinder more flat on the metal.
But yeah, you just run it flat to the panels, if you want to call it that, or the faces, surfaces, whatever. Take out your high spots, and then where you got porosity, fix them, do the same. Line it out, and then run the thing down, bevel the edges, so it looks more machined rather than roughed up.
Some of my metal shavings were attracted to the magnets in the Malibu's fender covers. We weren't happy with the results, and it took a bit to remove the scars.
Micro scratches, gotta love it. Say what?
Is that what happens to our lungs?
What do you mean?
Do they get scratched up like that?
The lungs aren't like paint, kiddo. But yeah, you get the wrong stuff in your lungs, and that'll mess you up pretty bad. That's why I don't smoke anymore. That's why we don't mess around with asbestos breaks anymore. That's why I should be wearing masks all the time with the paint. When they did that, and I was kind of in here helping you with it, and I didn't have the mask on, just because the air was flowing so good through here that you couldn't even smell the paint. So it was like, and we were running a low pressure, and that stuff was really high solid, so it was just kind of getting flung at the car and sticking. So it was what it was. That's tight.
Does it look different from what it used to look like?
No. Yes. No. I knew this was going to be snug, uncomfortably so. But I wanted to get those brackets in there to make sure it didn't want to fold or collapse.
Hey, Dad.
Huh.
What's the big hole for?
Big hole.
Yeah, for the bolt. There's the big hole you're screwing the bolt into. Is that just to get to it more easily?
Shoot. This hole so you can actually get up in there to mount it. And yeah, woo, she sucked up again. When we first put this in here, I had everything fit in pretty well, if not symmetrical. Took it out, fabbed up, I guess you would call it the top half, and then test fit it, and the whole thing had kind of shrunk up a little bit. So I had to relieve those holes and cut pieces. Huh. There she is. Alright, we gotta get the diff mounted properly and see if that drive shaft will fit or not. Right now it's looking like it's about 1 inch long. But we got a functioning crossmember.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yippee!
Drive line's in it.
Yahoo! That's all.
That looks better than I thought it would. I was real worried. It still looks good in center. Check that pinion angle, make sure that's still what we wanted. I hope I did that right.
What?
Oh, I'm actually happy. This thing's in, columns in, engine's in.
How many do you need?
At least 4. Well, I think we fixed it.
Fixed what?
Our power problem.
Really?
Well, it's actually burning in pretty decent, I think. Yep. Yep. Close. No cigar.
Okay, so you went to a car show and you learned.
No.
Oh.
I went to that convention down in Louisville, right? And at that convention, they had a seminar on heavy equipment repair and maintenance.
Oh.
One of the things they were talking about is cracked booms, like on excavators and loaders.
Oh.
And the way they repair them is rather than using diamonds or squares, because you can get focused hot points creating more cracks, they use circles, which is why we punch these out as little circles. And we're doing it that way rather than using the squares that we did initially. That almost seemed too easy to me, like it was cheating or something, but that's the way the big boys do it. We might as well do it too. It's the same, paint it black, put it on the track. This is going to get beat and hammered underneath the car, so.
You're adding extra paint for protection?
No, I'm not being fancy with this because it's going to get beat and hammered.
Oh.
You're going to drive that thing, right? You're learning in that thing, right?
Yeah.
This thing is going to get beat.
Okay.
So that's about it. I hope you enjoy. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a like. And if you want to see more of what we're doing in the future, then please consider subscribing. Other than that, be safe out there, have a beautiful autumn, and I'll see you later.